Hello, beautiful love goddess. How are you doing today? I hope everything is great and you are excited to tune into our new episode of our new podcast where I talk to you a little bit more specifically about what practices we use in the Love Goddess program and what they're called and why they're important. We already know that Love Goddess is a woman who is able to tune into her erotic energy to turn herself on for the passionate living and creating the life that is not only full of work, but also full of pleasure and fun and joy and sex and feeling sexy and being beautiful and really feeling the feminine energy flow within. And we create that through, in fact, there are 3 steps to the Love Goddess journey. The first step we are going through, if you are following the official route that I am teaching, we are focusing on the Love Goddess Academy, where you get to have the transformation from what I call the gray duckling to a shining love goddess. And the gray duckling is this woman who have lost herself in midlife. She's a busy business owner. She runs, but has no time for herself, and she really lost connection to who she is and why she's even doing this, right? She's busy mom, busy business owner, like sex with partner either non-existent or really like boring, and like there's no joy or connection there, and the polarity is lost. And by going through the journey of the uncovering your inner love goddess, these women get to not only embody that new identity of a woman, connect to their feminine energy, connect to their eroticism, connect to their own pleasure through this journey, awaken and respark their relationship within the marriage, and create the time to live life, not just struggle with work, right? Create the lifestyle for the love goddess, and that will involve the travel. And like everyone's different, everyone's interests are different. Like my love goddess, she is inspired by travel. She's inspired by dances. She's inspired by community of other women. She's inspired by spiritual work. She's inspired by really meditating and connecting to her, energy guides, right? So that's my love goddess. Your love goddess could be like the woman who loves going to the spa and get facials and like you call the shots, right? What your dream lifestyle is going to look like. But we are taking from this grayness to this amazingness, right? And like a lot, like if the haircuts, the style, just revamping, like turning into a new woman, right? And also spicing up the marriage, because there is a lot of that that's connected. Is when our fire is put off, everything else reflects that, including our marriage, right? So that resparking that relationship and really prioritizing that is important too, for just the health of not just the relationship or the marriage itself, but your own, right? And through the second step of the Love Goddess journey is really to capture the new woman that you have become. And you do boudoir session with Boiling Point Boudoir, which is our sister company, that you go through the proper guidance for a photo session, for the outfits, all of that. And you go through a photo session and you see your images and you go, holy cow, I can't believe this is now me. And this is the new woman I have become. And then you take a beautiful portrait. This could be that portrait or could be different portrait. And you put that on your wall. So you wake up and see yourself daily You see, you reconnect, you being reminded. That's your psychological tool. You put that word and put it right in front of you where you see it every morning, and you walk by every morning, and every time you walk by, you look at it, you are in awe and inspiration by your own amazingness, by your own beauty, by your own light, by your own sexuality as a woman. And that will inject the spirit of sex into your life daily, right? And step number 3 in the Love Goddess journey is really to like, okay, great, we've gone through coaching, we've gone through the photo session, and we have that beautiful wall portrait on our wall to walk by, inject, and feel sexy. Like, how do you continue and how do you maintain? Because in order for this love goddess to live and thrive, she needs to be in the community of women. She needs to be surrounded by women who are on the same page and are on the same level as her and are nourishing the same values that she is, which is value of eroticism and femininity and sex, right? And when you are surrounded by these women, you also have opportunity to create new friendships, which is super important for that love goddess to thrive, nourish, and create playtimes, right? Not only with your husband or your partner, but also girlfriend time. Go to clubs together, flirt with guys together, do fun things together, do crazy things together, just, talk about work together. Like, support each other when you're going through hard times, because everyone will. And so having that community of women is priceless. That is what Lovegodesss Tribe is about. Lovegodesss Tribe is not launched yet, but it's a membership platform that will create the community aspect for women, and also an educational portal for women on how-to tutorials, how to do your makeup, how to style clothes, how to ideas for date nights, how to to kink, right, and BDSM. There's a lot of that how-to tutorials that we are planning to keep putting into that, in growing that educational portal on its own. So you always have those ideas on, what else can you do? How can you grow as a love goddess? But also we'll live stream dance classes for pole, chair, and burlesque. We're going to live stream them, but you also will be able to join in on those classes locally as well in Virginia Beach studio, and really embody that sexy love goddess that you have uncovered, and be able to connect to her daily and maintain the spirit of the love goddess so it doesn't dwindle down, right? So also empowering. I'm planning empowerment events. I'm planning local and international retreats. All of that's coming, all of that exciting. A lot of I've Katya thinks she thinks big. So all of that is scary, but all of that is very exciting at the same time. And I'm trusting my spirit guides. I'm trusting the universe. I am supported in my dreams. I know I am meant for big things, and I know lots of women who will connect to what it is that we are creating for them big time. And that is the main driven force behind all of that, how much we will help so many women to stand into their own sexuality, into their own love goddess. And so today I'm talking about the terms that we are using often in the love goddess journey, right? So one term that I like to use is love goddess play. Love goddess play is your playtime. Remember how we talked about the fantasy world? Well, this is where you get to play. Love goddess plays in various aspects. She plays into creating plots and scenarios for her sexual experiences. She goes out and dates guys, if she's single or if she's poly, right? So there is that playful element, or she goes on dates and creates scenarios about her dates with her husband. She might go and play with girlfriends one way or another. This could be sexual, and this could be non-sexual too. Like if you want to go and do to trampoline park, like yeah, like embody your inner child, that's also play, right? Like all of that comes from being in that playful, childish energy, and your sexual energy is nothing but play, right? So it's connecting to the play. So love goddess play is a term we are using often. So it should be on that schedule I was talking to you in another podcast episode. All the time dedicated to love goddess play is important. It's your sex, that's your playtime, that's your family time, whenever you get to enjoy the playful energy of being in your love goddess. Love goddess practice is also extremely important term that I'm using, and love goddess practice is your morning practice of connecting to your love goddess daily. Your morning practice of connecting to love goddess daily will consist of primarily a few elements. And I already shared with you my morning practice, and I will be sharing detailed version of that practice specifically in one of our programs, right? But for the love goddess practice that I'm referring to you, it's your first thing you do in the morning. And I ultimately want for you to have 1 hour to that practice, where you sit down, you dump all of the anxious thoughts that you have onto paper and calm yourself down, empty out. You do the brain dump. After you do the brain dump, you start feeling what's coming up for you, and you do an energy cleanse, and you release that blockages, or if hurt's coming up, you're gonna understand why this is happening. This is getting you closer to understanding why you have certain pains and triggers through, and most likely a lot of those things on your list that you have dumped from your brain are connected to the original hurt and pain that's bothering you. So it's gonna open up the clarity element to you, what's bothering you that you need to work on. When you worked on that element, and this may not be one day work, it may take a month or a year, we never know, but as long as you are aware that this is what's happening, that's the first step to healing. That's the first step to healing, right? And then your love goddess practice is really connecting to your inner self and creating that big life for yourself, the lifestyle, right? The manifesting, creating the grid and the energy space in the fantasy world. So you start with the gratitude, you become really grateful for all the things you already have. Love goddess operates through love. That's why we call her love goddess, right? She's a modern version of the ancient goddess, right? So she operates through love. So gratitude increases your vibration through into the space of love. From that space of love, you start working on really creating and putting feeling and embodying all that energy of the life and the woman that you are becoming. So you feel that woman, and then you celebrate that woman. You celebrate all the things that have not happened yet, but they already happened in energy realm. You already created them. You celebrate them. And that when you have that celebratory energy about you, you are able to like go in your car, drive to work, and like sing, because you are in such an uplifted vibration. And every time during the day, you're gonna come back to that vibration of the morning. That's why it's the crucial practice of the day for you, your love goddess practice, connecting to your inner self and creating to love goddess energy and creating through that love goddess energy, right? Then there is Lovegodesss self-love practice. What is Lovegodesss self-love practice? Lovegodesss self-love practice is anything that makes you feel good for you. You are allowed to be selfish here, because self-love is nothing but. And you can go to the spa, you can go to the movies by yourself, you can go to the beach, you can go to nature, whatever self-love is to you. You can, buy yourself a dress you've been craving to buy. You can buy yourself Louis Vuitton bag. You can, like whatever gives you joy. That's the practice of cultivating joy by honoring yourself. That's the practice of having fun and increasing your vibration through joy, through giving yourself that attention and the gifts. And, a lot of times, like, it doesn't have to be big. A lot of times, like, I just need to go sit under the tree. Sometimes I go to the beach, and that's my love goddess, and buy myself roses. Like, that's my love goddess self-love, right? Self-love practice. All right, what is radical self-love? In fact, the reason why I'm even sharing this with you is because I have just had to implement that last week. So radical self-love is when you are in a state of distressed and tiredness and almost a burnout, and you realize that you're so tired and you just simply cut everything out on your to-do list and take a day off. Like, that is radical self-love. And that is, I had to do that with myself because I have realized I have not celebrated the fact that I have trained a new photographer. She's taking over, and I did not celebrate or given myself rest between that. I moved on to the next task on the list, right? And I put so much work and attention, and I'm so tired. I've exhausted my container. I have not refilled my container in between, and I have not celebrated this. And I am just burned out. I was burned out. So I have given myself a 2 days off, a day off yesterday and a day off today. A day off yesterday, I'm already halfway there. I'm already halfway refilled. And thankfully it wasn't the super crazy, like I'd never let myself to go really bad or deep into the burnout. It's like just a slight hint, and I'm like, okay, I'm seeing this. A lot of times I have to do radical self-care and just cross things off of my to-do list altogether when I am about to start my period. I am in a really bad mood. I have some cramps, and I'm like, every body part of my body's aching. And I was like, you know what? Today is my radical self-love day. All I want to do is just lay my ass on a couch and watch a show. And if you know me, I don't watch TV, I don't watch Netflix. I simply don't have time because there are so many other things that I'm doing in my life, not for work, but like instead of me wasting my time watching TV, I go and like have a dance class, or I go meditate and create more with my energy. Like that brings me joy. Or I go to a sound bath class at the spiritual studio here, and I do Reiki appointments. And so, like, that's my way. Like, to me, watching TV is not a priority, nor it's useful. It's a waste of time, in fact, and it fills my brain with lots of chatter that I don't need. And a lot of times I have to clear that out. But there are days when my body just says stop. There are days when my body just say cut everything out. That's your self-radical care day. And those days, sometimes I binge watch a show. That happens very rarely, maybe every other month or so, when I may need to do something like that, but it does happen, right? So that is what I call radical self-love. Like, stop everything you're doing, cut everything on your list, and replenish, refill your cup. You need to take that easy. Like, that's your radical self-love. So those are really important terms that we use throughout the Lovegodesss Journey program, and they are important for you to know and also start implementing in your own life now.